Main character energy is a way to describe someone who carries themselves as if they're the protagonist in their own story. This can be as simple as someone who wears loud clothing, dyes their hair, or can somehow dance like no one's watching. People like this are often magnetic, for reasons of comedy or inspiration depending on who you ask. They seek the spotlight wherever it should land, regardless of the consequences. Clout chasers, internet pranksters, Trisha Paytas, they just can't stop. Odds are you felt the spotlight's warm glow before, where you gave your opinion and people seem to care. There's nothing wrong with this. Wanting to be somebody isn't a crime. But when self-image climbs too high without support, the fall back to reality can break you. In the undead settlement of Dark Souls 3, there's a tower. Inside of it, you meet a man named Sigurd. He appears in a comically bulbous set of armor, and a quick conversation reveals that his aspirations and mental ability are quite limited.
Oh. Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought.
Sigurd is not the main character. Sigurd tries, he rests, he fails, and he needs you. Few stories move on the will of the main character alone. It often needs a cast of colorful characters to bring out the greatness in our heroes, the villainy in our villains, and someone to ask for exposition when things get too confusing. NPCs, or non-playable characters, are often considered the chaff you throw in to make your game feel more alive. They are simple in nature, typically fulfilling a simple purpose. Merchants to buy your trash after an adventure, firekeepers to help you level up, blacksmiths to upgrade your equipment. Oftentimes these NPCs have little more than names, maybe a quest or two, and some personal affectations they throw around in offhand dialogue. They prop up that emotion, power fantasy, or setting so that you can enjoy it to the fullest. When they fade from view, they're often forgettable. They exist to enhance your experience. People are not NPCs, but that sort of detachment and description has become very common recently. I first remember seeing this term used on YouTube, usually a clip of some disgruntled person juxtaposed with the music from Oblivion. I used to, and sadly still do, find these pretty funny. But more recently, TikTok exploded with NPC streamers, and that one bothered me.
Gang, that was good. Lemonade. Hey, hi, yes, you got me feeling like a cat.
Maybe it's because they were making money hand over fist, or maybe it's because I was watching someone debase themselves to earn cash. The hard part is that for every 1 or 2 people you saw making real money, there were hundreds more streaming to no one, sitting alone, staring at their screens, praying that if they just repeat enough empty voice lines, someone will notice, that maybe they'll get lucky. And honestly, doing it for money already made me sad. But doing it for nothing to a room with no one is far worse. So of course it would seem that being an NPC is a worst case scenario. At a glance, it describes someone who's simple, unremarkable, and possibly unnecessary. Clearly it's so much greater to be the Dragonborn than Nazim, Master Chief, and not a soldier, and to be the Unkindled, not Sigurd. But I'd argue that this is untrue. There's power in being beside the spotlight, close enough to enjoy the glow without being burned. I think that main character energy is surely intoxicating, but NPC energy is truly undervalued. The next time that you find Sigurd, he's shouting for help from the bottom of a well.
Hello? Hello? It's me, Siegfried of Katarina. I'm loath to...
Turns out he's been duped again, knocked down a hole and his armor stolen. He needs help getting it back. Through some complicated esoteric Dark Souls quest lining, you can find and return his armor to him. This sets him back on the path towards his next roadblock to await you. Many players talk fondly about Sigurd, even though all he really does is get inconvenienced and then pass the problems onto you. Compare that to NPCs like Preston Garvey, Navi, or the Handler, NPCs who are designed specifically to support the main character, yet more often than not, they're remembered as annoying, overbearing, or outright frustrating. But they're just trying to be helpful. If you decided you wanted to have a fulfilling day, you might struggle to know what that looks like. Some days it might mean being productive. Other days it might mean resting. Sometimes it's just being with friends. Others it's just being left alone. That goal will change day to day, and it can make feeling content seem out of reach. But NPCs don't have that problem. Their days are the same. They walk the same path, say the same lines, and do the same tasks. And we mock them for it. We call them boring, lifeless, stuck. But what if they're not? What if they've simply found peace in repetition? We act like variety and ambition are the only ways to live a meaningful life. But chasing something new every day is exhausting. It's a moving finish line. Why do we see someone do the same thing over and over again, and we think that could never be enough, instead of, well, that might be comforting. Maybe doing one thing with care matters. Showing up, helping someone, taking a walk, Selling apples in the same market stall? That's not failure. Choosing to be content doesn't mean giving up. Instead, it might mean that you found peace. Peace that main characters experience in moments or windows, likely at the start or end of their story. Every day outside of that is a struggle, for peace is a terrible narrative device. If you think that being the main character looks fun, remember, they suffer the most. When they finally falter, when they slip up or simply act human, the spotlight they once loved turns into a burning beam, seeking not to illuminate but to scorch and burn the image it once warmed. All of their life laid bare to witness in excruciating detail. Sigurd does not seek the glow of this light. He seeks instead a different warmth. Not that of the spotlight, one made from the concentrated attention of hundreds, thousands, or even millions of people he can never truly get to know. He seeks a gentler beam, the subtle glimmer of connection, a simple relationship where he shows up for those he cares for, knowing they would do the same. Sigurd seeks his friend, and to fulfill a promise. Yorm the Giant awaits him, deep within the profaned capital. The one who swore to slay him should he ever stray from the path. And when Sigurd arrives, for a brief moment, a light begins to form around him. As he approaches his old friend with a new one by his side, they both witness him and see exactly what he wants them to see. A man who risked death to honor his friend.
Yorm, old friend. I, Siegfried of the Knights of Katarina, have come to uphold my promise. This Lord of Cinder.
After the battle, Sigurd sits on the floor, a humble display for a man who has just slain a giant. He offers you a drink and thanks before lying down to rest, and if you come back to speak with him again, you'll find him missing. In his place lies all his armor and weapons, a sign that he's found peace. That armor will serve the main character better, and his goal is fulfilled. No need to invent a new struggle where this newfound quiet lives. Being the main character is fine. It has its moments, chasing dragons, falling in love mid-chaos, delivering a speech to rally the troops. Some people are born to ride that whirlwind, and maybe you are too. But if you ask me, I would like to find comfort in being the one off to the side. Handing out potions and cracking a joke. I want to choose fixing a broken sword over swinging one, pointing someone in the right direction, selling apples at my little market stall. I like to find ease in a day of work, and then relaxing in a tavern with the ones I love. The spotlight is bright, but it is harsh. I will take the softer light instead. The kind that spills out from the edges, that warms without burning. The kind you find beside someone, not in front of everyone. I think I want to be an NPC.
Long may the sun shine.